The following is meant for entertainment and educational purposes. It is not meant to establish a doctor-patient relationship. Please consult your mental health provider for your mental health needs. Hello, welcome to Chez Eric, where we talk about psychiatry and religion with a focus on how to apply it to your life. My name is Dr. Eric. I am a psychiatrist who happens to be religious, and for the past, year or so, I've been working on teaching you about William James's The Varieties of Religious Experience, and we are in the last lecture, lecture 20, concluding remarks by William James. This is part 4 out of 5. We're almost there, the penultimate of the last video in this series. And we'll be continuing where William James wants to talk a little bit more about intellectual content. So last time we talked about reality, and we demonstrated that with reality, it's really about subjective reality. And we talked about the faith state, and it includes intellectual content, but that doesn't really matter. But now he wants to talk about, intellectual content, and that there are things about intellectual content that we should kind of understand about religion. So there are 2 questions about intellectual content when it comes to religion that James points out. He says, is there, with all the different religions, a common element that they all can agree with unanimously? And 2, should we consider these true? For the first question, William James says yes. Although there are many religions with many different interpretations or different beliefs, there's a uniform message among all religions. And it consists of 2 parts. The first part is that there's an uneasiness, something that's not right with the world. And the second part is that there's a solution, that being religion. The uneasiness is a sense that there's something wrong about us that we naturally have, and the solution is that we can be saved by the wrongness by making connection with a power that's greater than ourselves. This wrongness takes on a moral character, and the salvation becomes this mystical experience that we've been talking about this whole entire time. And so we can formulate the essence of the religious experience like so. An individual conscious of his or her wrongness is aware of a better part of themselves. And this is a part that they identify as very real. But the solution, stage 2, or the salvation arrives only by being connected with the higher divine being, that better part of themselves. And all religious phenomena can be described in those terms. There's a divided self and a struggle. There's a change in personal character, a surrender of the lower self. There's an appearance of an external helping power, yet at the same time, there's a union with it. And then this justifies our feelings of security and joy. But all of these experiences, are only psychological phenomenon, right? They have enormous biological worth, so they do have the ability to affect us in the physical space. They increase our spiritual strength. A new life is open, like the reborn concept we talked about a very long time ago. And there's this something, although there's nothing more than just subjective feelings, there is this concept of more. So with this next question, what can we consider true? Is there any objective truth to all this? There's this more that you experience when you have the religious experience, that when you gain an understanding of God, when you get that union with God, you gain something more, right? And this more, even though it's a subjective feeling, does it exist in an objective way? And all theologians will agree that this more exists, that you do get a more. There's something more out there that you're gaining more, right? And when we really look at it, for a lot of people, this more, when they get it, makes a real change in their real life. But what is this more, and what is he talking about? William James really goes very deeply into this concept of the more, and that'll be how he concludes with the final installment of the William James series, The Varieties of Religious Experience. So join me for next time for the final video on the William James series. I hope you enjoyed that. Do like and subscribe. We'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hey, sign up for my weekly newsletter. I send out emails every week on psychiatry and religion. I realize that email is a great way to go deep into these topics. So if you want more content, check out chesericpurl.com and subscribe over there. Thanks.